3 shoots, 1 week. Some good old-fashioned real-world testing with the new Panasonic S1R II.
Here we go.
In this video, I'm going to be going over my experiences with the camera in 3 very different projects, and it's touted as a high-resolution photo camera with some good video specs, but I'm not going to say anything wild like it might be a cinema camera that can take really good photos, but I just did. But I'm not going to say it without backing it up with some examples. And we're going to go over 3 very different shoots that I use this camera on, how it went, and why I think it might be my new go-to. I kick things off with a fun cinematic short film about an astronaut who wakes up on a strange planet, is crashed, he doesn't know where he is. This is the perfect time to whack on some Blazer Remus anamorphic lenses and see the cinema capabilities of this camera. 95% handheld with a little bit of tripod on the Remus 45 and 65mm anamorphic lenses. It was all in open gate 6K 25 except for the slow-mo wave shot. So internal D-squeeze on the monitor as well as anamorphic IBIS really were just like they were made for me. I love shooting anamorphic. I hate using gimbals and all that type of thing. So having D-squeeze on the monitor, sharp, can look at it, don't need to set up an external monitor or anything like that, as well as anamorphic IBIS, like, it's almost like it was made for me. Like, that combo alone just makes it so fun to, you know, go out and make magic with. This was just me and my friend making a movie for fun, some anamorphic lenses, minimal setup, and yeah, like, I think that kind of shows the capability and flexibility of this camera. The movement felt really organic, and I'll talk about this more with like the workout video with the fast motion, but I just like how movement comes across on screen. Having only ever used my Remus lenses with my Sony FX3, I was so used to, you know, sacrificing a lot of sensor, a lot of the magic that comes with it. So shooting 6K open gate, anamorphic on this with everything else, like the highlight roll off, everything, it was a dream. It was almost like my anamorphic lenses hadn't been getting used to like their capabilities up until this shoot. This camera didn't feel like a photo body trying to be a video camera. It felt cinematic from the start. I found the dynamic range to be really, really good. I found the roll off to be a bit smoother than the FX3, and something about the color as well. And you know, this is always my opinion. Anyone can get amazing results with the FX3 or this camera or any other. And maybe it's just, you know, how I color or whatever, but I just found like, I just liked how the image rendered a bit more on the S1R II. And when talking about highlight roll off or anything like that, FX3 had it for years. It's obviously one of like the greatest cameras of our generation, like size factor, what it was able to do, like what people can do with it, you know, making the creator. But there's obviously going to be, I'm going to say a lot of things about this camera that I think are better than the FX3. And I think like that's okay. Like it is a lot newer, technology's newer. So there's going to be things that the FX3 are better in till the end of time. But there's obviously improvements in sensor tech and just technology over the years. And that's why cameras such as this are starting to edge it in some ways or others. With all the buzz about how this camera handles motion, I thought next up, let's film some chaos. A handheld CrossFit shoot with no gimbal, just whip panning, going crazy just to see what this camera is like in motion. I shot in both open gate 25 frames and then also 4K 120. Everything looked super crisp. I didn't notice a huge difference in quality from one to the other, which is really handy. Autofocus struggled a little bit at first until I turned on full tracking mode, and then it was like glue the whole time. The motion felt really organic. Even when I whipped the camera around like crazy, tried everything, something just about the motion, how the motion would render just felt really clean and organic. As the client wanted vertical shots for social media, shooting an open gate once again was just the best of both worlds, because I was able to make an awesome widescreen video for YouTube. He got really clean, good vertical crops, and none of us missed out. And I think that's why open gate on a hybrid camera like this is just so good. I personally didn't notice any rolling shutter artifacts or issues during this shoot. Obviously the camera doesn't have as good rolling shutter as other cameras. I guess it all depends what you like on the camera and how you use it. I think why this camera is so good for shoots like this, where you need social, you would like stuff for YouTube, being able to shoot open gate, getting that vertical crop for the client, but keeping yourself happy with a wide aspect ratio output, is, I think that is the biggest win. Like when I think hybrid, I think photo, video, but now part of my brain also looks hybrid as social media, YouTube, or social media, what the filmmaker wants to do. And I think that is as big of a pro in the hybrid world as the ability to do photo and video. Finally, I brought the S1R II into this studio to see how it performs in a photo video fashion shoot.
Elevator going up, busy, so I turn my phone off. I'm crazy and messed up, now I can't talk, and I hate to admit to
I wanted to test how easy it was to just go from photo, video, how seamless it was, and I was very impressed by the results. I didn't run into any lag or overheating. I was able to just spam a bunch of photos, natural light using the external flash, then go to video, shoot 100 frames, all just easy as. So the image quality in the photos is gorgeous. I know it only has 44, 47 megapixels or something like that, but just the way it renders skin tones and the highlight roll off, I just found really kind of stood out as someone who uses pretty much every camera that comes out. I just really liked the color fidelity and the highlight roll off in the photos. The color rendering just feels really natural, but also cinematic. And even though you're shooting in RAW and you can obviously do anything with any camera, I still think that each camera has its own little touch, no matter how much you edit in Lightroom and that type of thing. Hence why certain cameras from certain brands can sort of kind of like tickle the soul a little bit more than others. So this is where I think the S1R II really shines as a hybrid. I don't think it compromises in photo or video, and I think that's where it really tops its rivals, and now I'm going to tell you why. After 3 very different shoots over the course of a week, here's my final take. The Panasonic S1R II is probably the best hybrid camera I've used. So personally for me, it gives you high resolution photos, it gives you open gate, it gives you all this anamorphic support, IBIS, everything like that. It gives you slow motion, and it doesn't really let anything get in the way of either. So if I'm going somewhere and I'm like, oh, I'd love to take some awesome portraits. Oh, I'd love like some cinematic footage with anamorphic lenses. Oh, I would like, you know, to do some videoing with like a vertical deliverable and a widescreen deliverable, like all of that. I say one camera, and that's the S1R II. So I'm gonna wrap up by comparing it to some other cameras that I own. And I've used the FX3 for years. It's been my number 1 workhorse. And obviously it can't really take photos. I mean, it can, but it's not designed for it. 12 megapixels. You're not really going to do a job on it unless you're stuck. Not really having any photo capabilities, and then not being able to shoot open gate, it's just limiting. Obviously it's amazing at what it does, the low light, autofocus, everything else. I'll probably get buried with that camera. I use it for everything, but I do think I would probably reach for this camera a little bit more, just because of all its capabilities and just the flexibility of what it can deliver. I've also rented the Nikon Z8 for about 6 to 8 months. I've used that heaps. Obviously the internal RAW is awesome, the photos are awesome. I use the Mega Dap adapter to use my Sony lenses, which is a bit hit and miss, and I don't mind it, but there's always just something missing with it. And I found I didn't like its photos as much as I did my Sony. I didn't like the video as much as I did on my FX3. So it's sort of just like a really good hybrid that does good in both aspects, but not great. It doesn't have open gate. Its anamorphic support isn't really good. Its lens library is a bit limited. Obviously you can use the adapter, but I still found the lens library was a bit limited. And yeah, it just wasn't for me. I do think the Z8 is an awesome camera, and it's good at both. It's good at photo, good at video, but I don't think it's great in either scenarios. Like I think it's just missing some features on video, like open gate or like some anamorphic support. and therefore it just wouldn't be my like be all end all. My main photo camera is a Sony A7R II. Love it. I've taken tens of thousands of photos on it, but I just think there's something about its video that I just don't like. It just looks very kind of digitally, the frame rate, like limited frame rates. It looks very digitally. It's always just been my photo camera. So I've always taken the A7R V and the FX3 with me. But now, if I only want to take one camera, or I only want to use one camera, I might take one of the Sonys as a backup, but the S1R Mark II is going to be the one I take, because I know it can do everything I want, everything the clients want. It's just the perfect hybrid in a few ways. Photo, video, awesome. Me, my client, as they want vertical social media stuff, I want to make awesome widescreen stuff. It's a hybrid for that. From one shoot, you just get a lot more flexibility as far as vertical crops, widescreen, photos, kind of all the above. It ticks all the boxes, which I just don't think any other cameras do at the moment.